He has these two little grandbabies, and I always like to play his song I wrote for him, especially for him and his wife, because they love these grandbabies. They have two little granddaughters. He took them to McDonald's one night, and one of them slapped her drink down and said, "All done, drink." And the other one, she was 1.5. She was sucking on a straw, little circles around her eyes. She was all frustrated. "All but done, Dick." I said, "There's a song in there. All but done, Dick." It's gonna be a hit. Yes, sir, that's going to be a hit, I guarantee you. It is at our house anyway. So I like to write songs about family. I look down at my guitar, Brother Dale, and I see my dad. I got a picture of him inside my guitar, and he's playing a Fender. I don't know why I put that picture in there. I'm just kidding. No, I like Fenders too. But he loved guitars as much as anybody I've ever met in my whole life, including my son and I. And we're crazy about guitars. Dale's crazy about guitars. A lot of you are crazy. How many guitar pickers are here tonight? Really? How many? Anybody else want to come up and pick here? Oh man! Well, if you're in Texas, you're almost bound to play a guitar at least sometime in your life. Kind of like being in Tennessee, I guess. But my dad was a good man. I was actually raised in Florida. My granddaddy's from a town called Two Egg, Florida, big metropolis area. And he moved to Jacksonville, was a fireman, then went into ministry. And so he was a choir director at our church for 33 years. So Papa was always up there leading the choir, and then Dad was playing the guitar. And that's the way I learned to play in church. You just went to church. There was no questions asked. Yeah. But I'll never forget when I was 11 years old, there was a lady evangelist that came through filling her late husband's date book because he died. And so she said, "Well, I reckon I'll preach him." And she came and preached a revival at our church. I'll never forget it. And 52 young people were saved and filled with the Holy Spirit. My brother and I were two of those. But I remember raising my hands to the Lord, and I said, "Lord, if you'll give me a job to do, I'll always tell people about you." You know, I don't have the kind of testimony like Brother Dale has, but I've still been delivered from the same thing. You know, I was just delivered before I ever got into it, and I thank the Lord for that. But we've all, because of the grace of God, where would any of us be today? You know, I'm not perfect. I'm forgiven just like anybody else. But along with the salvation, I said, "Lord, give me a job to do. I'll tell people about you." Along with that, He gave me a desire right then and there to play a guitar. Even though our family was musical, that's why I'm here tonight, is because of that. And I said, I'll always tell people about you, and I'll try my best to do that all over the world. No matter what kind of venue it is, I always talk about him. I get in trouble sometimes. I don't care. I'd rather get in trouble with people than him any day. But you know, I found out if you love the Lord, you don't have to carry a phone book-sized Bible under your arm for people to know that. They're just going to know it anyway. You know, it's just the way it is. But my dad wasn't a good traveler, but he was a great man. So I told Brother Dale the day, I said, I took Mom, since I was here, I took her, I flew her out to California. It was on this trip. I was in West Texas. I said, Mom, you want to go on a trip with me? Well, I might just do that. I said, really? Would you do that? That'd be fun. And we went to California, and I showed her Bel Air, and went up and showed her the high desert and the Joshua trees and Las Vegas, and down in the Hoover Dam, and then down in the Grand Canyon and Sedona and all that, and Tucson and Phoenix. Then I took her, and a couple months later we went up to Detroit and went through Ohio, New York, took her to Niagara Falls. She'd get her little book out. Wow, now let me think. That's 17 states we've been to on this trip alone. She says, son, in all of my 81 years, I never thought I'd ever see the things I've seen. And I saw it in 1 year with you. I said, well, Mom, I guess if I had a book every time I crossed the state line, it'd be the size of a phone book, you know. But she says, I never knew what Purple Mountain Majesty was till I went out west. I never understood the beauty and the power and the force of a place like Niagara Falls. I said, Mom, isn't it wonderful to know that we serve such a great God? And we're in such a beautiful place, too. I said, you're even more, she says, I'm even more blessed than I ever thought I was. I said, you really are, you know. We serve a great God. If there was no promise of heaven, I've enjoyed my life. I've enjoyed having a good mother and having a good dad. I've enjoyed church. I've enjoyed the fellowship like I have with Brother Dale and Cindy. I enjoy that.